Hi again guys, and welcome to another speed build in particular on Forza Motorsport 7, and this time we're tuning up, I believe, the most powerful car in the game, the DLC special Fast and Furious Plymouth. 2,000 horsepower on tap. It's already extremely quick, but we can make it even quicker. Now, as far as upgrades go, there are a couple of changes which I would recommend making. Now, some stuff is obvious. You can upgrade the power, so you don't have much of a choice there. Then again, 2,000 horsepower is more than enough to be working with. For the rest, though, you want to do the kind of stuff that you'd expect. Lower the weight, improve the tyres. I would recommend drag tyres for the best straight line performance, but of course that's dependent on if you plan to use it just as a drag car or around some corners as well. So of course you'll need to choose. Just fit whichever tyres you need, have wider tyres, lower the weight as much as you can, fit all of your racing parts generally speaking, and one of the most important upgrades I would recommend is to have all-wheel drive. Now, I know some people, especially muscle enthusiasts, don't like having all-wheel drive. That's fair enough. If you don't want to have it, you can just not fit that and do everything else in the tune and see what kind of results you get, and of course change some things here and there accordingly. But I would recommend having that. It gives you incredible launch off the line, of course. And as far as other stuff like the rims, the shaker on the bonnet, the front or rear wing, that's all down to you. I wouldn't necessarily recommend having the racing wing on the front or the back because it's just not necessary for a car like this. So that's pretty much it as far as the upgrades go. But then as far as the tuning, as you can see from the benchmark, it is fast. 1.4 technically to 60, 2.5 to 100, which is incredible, and 270 flat out. So, to get that, I would recommend a final drive of 2.6, then individual gears of 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.8. So those who have used my Horizon tunes will of course find those ratios very familiar. As far as alignment, again, I've got neutral camber and tow. Now that's more so with all-wheel drive, because you've just got so much grip anyway, and it is predominantly just a straight line tune. So if you do want to have cornering ability or choose to go rear-wheel drive, then I would recommend having a bit of camber there. As far as the caster, I've got it very high. Some people might not want it that high. The main reason again is because you want it to go straight and true, and I must say that it certainly does. But sometimes it's to its detriment. This car doesn't really like turning corners, let's put it that way. So if you find it too stiff, you could lower that even down as far as 1 if you want to. Anti-roll I've got as high as possible for the same reason, to keep it straight and true in drag situations. Springs we've got basically stock, I think, 460 and 400. Ride height I've got as high as possible, and the reason for that is to allow you some ride height travel to take up drive when you're launching off the line so you don't bottom out. Again, you don't have to do that, but that's just what I like. Plus, I like my muscle cars to be jacked up anyway. For the dampers, we've got those on 5, 4.5 and then 3. For the aero, of course, that doesn't apply. And for the diff, finally, I've got 100% on the acceleration bias, 0 on decel, and a very specific 74% split in favour of the back end. So that's it for the tune. And incidentally, this tune is on my storefront on Forza 7, so you can use the keywords down in the video description to find that if you want to. But for now, let's actually take it out on the track to see how quick this thing actually is. Now, although this thing doesn't unfortunately have the 5,000 horsepower that it's speculated to have in Fast and Furious 8, which of course is presented a little wrong, as if 5,000 horsepower would instantly negate traction, but whatever, if you're expecting realism from Fast and Furious, I guess you shouldn't really be watching it. But still, 2,000 horsepower gives you incredible performance from this thing. It can outlaunch most of the other cars in the game, let's say. It can be beaten for pure top speed, but it gets there so quickly that there are very few, especially non-supercars, that can outrun this thing. So if you do decide to use this tune, I hope you have a huge amount of fun with it, and it's certainly great for online cruise lobbies, drag lobbies, that kind of thing. So if you would like to check out more tunes for Forza 7, for Horizon 3, even for Forza 6, then of course you can click through to see all of those tunes that I've done at the end of this video. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.